CatWeazle here. Welcome back to Arkham Horror, Curse of the Dark Pharaoh. This is turn 5. Just a quick recap of an incident-filled turn 4. Tommy is in the Great Hall of Celiano. He's currently exploring there. Ursula Downs is in another dimension where she's exploring. Then we've got Kate Winthrop, who's not talking to me, but she's in the Black Cave. And then we've got Hank Samson, who's in the Curiosity Shop. Obviously, after the last episode, it's time for CatWeazle's Cock-Up Corner, which pretty much involves Kate Winthrop fighting the Servitor of the Outer Gods. Well, what mistakes didn't I make? Not many. First of all, when we read the card and it said like a monster appears, we should have completely ignored that. Kate Winthrop's special ability means that she's got a flux stabiliser. Gates cannot appear at her location and monsters cannot appear at her location if they're not there already. So if I'd remembered that, that'd have been it all over in about 2 seconds and it'd have been a lot shorter episode. Additionally to that, once I forgot that, I also got some crazy idea that a monster with ambush can't be evaded. That is absolute total rubbish. I just do not know what my brain was doing. I know that, and I think I was just like annoyed, and it just whizzed through, and I had a massive like brain spasm. But the fact is, you can pretty much you can evade any monster, apart from an ancient one. When the ancient one wakes up, you fight it. But other than that, if you've got the wherewithal, if you've got the sneak or an item, it'll pretty much allow you to evade any normal monster, unless a card or something says otherwise, which it didn't. She also had the silver key, which even if she hadn't had her special ability, meaning a monster couldn't appear, she could have just put a stamina token from the supply onto it and evaded it automatically anyway without even having to roll a dice. So all in all, I just made a complete cobblers of it. So apologies for that. But what I'm going to do, it'd be easy to fix. I could obviously, I could give her all a sanity and a stamina back, put the bravery skill card back in, and carry on as if nothing had happened. But considering I made such a balls of it, I'm going to keep it as is, which will teach me like to actually read the special abilities and read cards properly and know what the hell I'm doing. Right, so we'll carry on. So next up is the upkeep phase. First up, we've got Hank Samson. What Hank's going to do is he's going to have to do a bit of monster killing. The reason is we can't really afford the terror track to get up. It causes problems for Kate Winthrop's personal story and for Tommy Muldoon's. I don't particularly want Tommy to complete his personal story because it means him getting himself killed. But I don't want him to fail it either. So if we can keep the terror track under 5, that's funky doodle. So that means Hank's going on a killing spree. And what he's going to do is he's going to kill the ghoul in downtown. He only needs 2 speed for it, but there's no real reason to move his speed down because he's not going to sneak past anything. He's just going to kill everything that he comes across. One small change I've made is I've took one of his 45s out of one of his hands and I've put the enchanted knife there. He does lose 1 combat, but it does mean he doesn't have to mess around if he bumps into a monster with physical immunity. So, oh, and I haven't particularly bothered about the tainted card yet. It only causes you a problem if you're already blessed, because you lose the blessing, and it causes you a problem if you're cursed, because then you've got to roll 2 dice and take the worst one. So, as it stands, it's we're not particularly tainted. If we get cursed, then we're in trouble, but Hank's going to play it by ear for the time being. Right, okay, next up will be Tommy Muldoon. Hang on, hold your horses. Back with Hank very quickly. Forgot to do something. I am going to use his focus. We're going to move it 2. So he's putting his luck up to 3. Had an idea. Right, okay, now it is Tommy Muldoon. And here we are with Tommy. Well, Tommy's in the Great Hall of Celiano. Really, there's not much to do with him. Obviously nobody's got any bank loans or retainers or anything in this particular game as it stands, so there's none of that sort of upkeep, but we have got to prepare him for coming out of the gate and sealing it. He hasn't got an elder sign, so he'll either be using his fight or his law. Now his law's only at 3, which is bobbins, so makes much more sense for him to seal a gate with his fight, and his fight's 5. Because he's only got 1 focus this turn and the next turn, we're going to move it up by 1, so it's up to 4 now. Additionally, he's going to use his healing stone, so we'll exhaust that, put it on its side, and he'll get 1 more stamina. So he's now up to 3 stamina. So hopefully he'll be up to 4 stamina, which is his maximum level by the time he comes out to seal the gate and then possibly take on the other servitor of the outer gods. Right, so that's Tommy, and next up will be Ursula Downs. Here we are with Ursula. Right, so very similar to Tommy. What we need to do is we need to make sure that a fight or a law ability is at the highest it can be for such time as she comes out of the other world and attempts to seal the gate. So her highest ability will be fight at 4. So we're going to use 1 of her focus to pop it into 4 already. So we get that in there. She's got another focus, and I think what we'll do is we won't particularly use it. I'll leave a law and luck at 2 and 3. No real need to move a speed. So we'll keep that as is. We won't use nameless cults because you can't use movement points in the other world. So that'll have to wait till we come back out into Arkham. So that's it for Ursula. And next up is my friend, Kate Winthrop. Please forgive me. But here we are with Kate. Kate's in a bit of trouble due to me being a donut. So she's only got 1 sanity left. We could sort of start heading down towards the woods to pick up those 2 clues, but because she's only got 1 sanity, that's really pushing it a bit. So what we're going to try and do is get up to Arkham Asylum. If Hank manages to kill the ghoul out in the downtown streets, she'll be able to get past, get into Arkham Asylum, spend $2, and then she'll be able to get a sanity back up to 6. I can live with her being on 3 stamina. She did lose 1 because the Servitor of the Outer Gods is overwhelming. I did take it off, but I didn't do it on camera. So she's going to Arkham Asylum, and that'll be her turn. And she needs 4 speed to do that. So we'll use her 1 focus to get up to 4 speed. And that's it for Kate. Okay. Let's go to the movement phase. And here we are in the movement phase. So first up is Hank. So Hank's just going to move 1, 2, and now he's going to take on the ghoul. The ghoul does have, would normally require a horror check, even though it's +0, but it's Hank. His special ability is he's thick-skulled. He doesn't even realise that it's scary, so he ignores that. It's -1 on combat against the ghoul, so we get -1 dice, and he only has to get 1 success because it's 1 toughness. The other thing is it's ambush, so he could evade it if he wanted, but he's not going to evade it. He's just going to kill it. So let's get stuck in. He's got his enchanted knife, which is +3. His 45 automatic, which is +4, so that's +7 dice, +5 fight, makes it 12 dice, but minus 1, it's 11 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Needs 1 success. And he gets 3 successes. So that's bye bye Mr. Ghoul. And Hank gets his first monster trophy. Good lad. And we get a stand back. So we've now got 3 stands. It's a pity we can't kill another monster. I'd like 4 stands, because if we get a surge, that's how many monsters we're going to get. But we'll just have to hope that doesn't happen. Right, next up will be... Who's next? It's Tommy Muldoon. Tommy's going to move across. Then it's Ursula, and she's going to move across. And then it's Kate. 1, 2, 3. Did he want a trade? Hang on, let's have a quick check. Do Hank and... In fact, yes. Hank, as she goes past, Hank's going to give her Plague of Locusts. So she's now got 3 spells. Because she's the team spellcaster. Right, and then she goes into Arkham Asylum. And that's the end of the movement phase. So, next up is the Arkham Encounter phase. Okay, here we are in the Arkham Encounter phase, and first up is Hank Samson. Woohoo! Right, the reason before why I quickly jibbed back to move his focus was because I had an idea. And what it was obviously we've got the environment weather card, Sandstorm, and with him fighting the ghoul, it means he had to stay in the downtown streets. And if you're in a street and you're not having an encounter, like say an Ancient Whispers encounter, then you can do a luck check to see if you find an exhibit item. Woo! So that's what he's going to do. He's got 3 luck. So -1, he's going to get 2 dice. Just check par. No, par's +1 will and +1 law, so he will get 2 dice. Let's see if he can get an exhibit item. Yes, he passes. Good lad. So let's have a look. What's top of the exhibit deck? So here we go. What has he found in the sand? Eye of Light and Darkness. Any phase. Before you make a skill check, you may return this card to the box and lose up to 3 sanity or stamina in any combination. For each point of sanity or stamina loss, you gain +2 on the skill check. It's a bit expensive, but you never know. There might be a last ditch Hail Mary sort of thing that we've got to do. So that might come in useful. So I'll put this over his player area. And well done, Hank, well found. But what I've also noticed, which isn't well done CatWeazle, is when I was just reading the Sandstorm card then, it costs 2 movement points to get into a green diamond location. Arkham Asylum is a green diamond location. What that means is Kate Winthrop shouldn't have been able to get into Arkham Asylum during the movement phase. So she's going to have to think of something else. And okay, the way I'll play it, is she tried to get into Arkham Asylum, but obviously the dune or whatever was in the way. She was unable to get out of downtown. I still wanted to go to the asylum, so I think I shall leave her there. And anyway, that allowed her to trade the spell with Hank, which she did in the movement phase, so we don't have to take that back. So she's going to stay in downtown streets. I'm not too worried, because that means with Hank's there anyway, and she has got that silver key. So even if something happens, she should be able to evade, and then she'll have plenty of movement points to get into Arkham Asylum next turn. It just means we're delayed another turn, but as far as she's concerned, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's my own stupid fault. So we'll keep her there. And oh, one good thing though, she stops her movement in downtown, just like Hank has. So she'll get a chance, assuming she's got enough luck, to search for an exhibit item herself. So let's just check. Her luck is at 1, so she'll get -1. Oh no, her luck's at 2. She's got a luck skill, one of her many skills. So it's at 2, so she gets 1 dice. She gets 1 dice to see if she can find an exhibit item. Right. Come on, Kate. Let's go for it. Ooh, a 4. Close, but no cigar. Right. So, she doesn't manage to find one. Right, so that's that. That's the end of the Arkham encounter phase now. So over to the Otherworld encounter phase. First up is Tommy, and he's in the Great Hall of Celiano. So we get the gate deck out, and what do we have? We have a blue or a green card. The first one is blue, and we have Celiano, and it's a long one, which bodes badly. Right. You wander endless rows of tablets, scrolls and tomes. If you wish, you may spend 1 sanity and 1 stamina and make a luck +0 check. If you pass, you may search the common item, unique item or exhibit item deck for any single tome card and take that card. We're not going to do it. I don't want him to lose any sanity or stamina, and it does say if you wish, you may. So we're not going to do it. So he has a look at all the scrolls and tomes and books. Thinks very nice, but I'm looking for the gate home. Right, so that's Tommy's encounter. Next up is Angelina Jolie. And here we are with Ursula. She's in another dimension. Like last time, it has all the colours of the rainbow. So whatever the top card is, we will be using. It's yellow. And we have a choice of Yuggoth. Well, we're not in Yuggoth. The Dreamlands. We're not in the Dreamlands, so we'll have to take other. A ripple in the air passes over you. Pass a law -1 check or lose 1 spell of your choice as it is burned from your mind. Well, she hasn't got any spells. She had a law of 2, but if she hasn't got any spells, it doesn't matter whether it got burned from her mind or not. So we won't bother rolling. So that's good. Neither of our Otherworld people have ended up getting lost in time and space, and they will be coming out next turn. Excellent news. Right, that's the end of the Otherworld encounter phase. Now for the ever popular Mythos Phase. And here we are looking at sunny Arkham for the Mythos Phase. Let's get the Laugh and Chuckle deck. Let's see what we've got this time. Okay. We've got a gate at Independence Square, except we haven't. We've got another Monster Surge because it's already got a gate. Bummer. We've only got 3 spare stands. We're going to start filling the outskirts up. This is not what we wanted to happen. Oh, curses. Right. Well, I suppose a gate didn't open and the doom track hasn't gone up, so there's something. Right, four monsters. Boom. Right, we'll do these in order. First one to go, we'll go to Independence Square. That's a moon beast. They're always nice. Ugh. Right, moon beast, Independence Square, with the Servitor of the Outer Gods. Next up is, come on, Cultist. That's more like it. So, Cultist, that goes to the Unvisited Isle. That's not too bad. Our third monster is, oh, another Wraith. That goes to, well, I suppose that's got to go to the Independence Square. The 3 monsters at Independence Square, 2 of which are flyers. Bah. Right, the last one, which is going to the outskirts, is another flyer. A Haunter of the Dark. Is this a mask monster? Whoa, we've been really lucky. That's a mask monster, which means like Nyarlathotep, 1,000 masks. That is just grim. So that is really good that it's not actually on the board as such, it's in the outskirts. We've got lucky. Foo. Foo, foo, foo. Nice one. Right. Clue appears at the Unnameable. We'll get one out of the supply. Pop it on the Unnameable. And monster movement. Circles. I don't think we've got any. No circles. No. Squares. Oh, we have got squares. Bloody Servitor of the Outer Gods is a square. It's a flying monster. So it flies up, has a look at the downtown streets. Guess what? It sees 2 investigators, so it flies down. Fabulous. Right. But Kate's delighted to see that. Right, they'll have to deal with that in the movement phase. But as I said, in the encounter phase, she can evade it this time, and she has got the silver key. So, looks like it's up to Hank to blow its head off. Right, is there anything else that moves? Crescent, slash, crescent, crescent, hexagon, and that is a triangle. So nothing else moves. The Ancient Whispers don't move because that's counted as a crescent. So that's monster movement. So headline. Campus security increased. All monsters in the Miskatonic University streets or locations are returned to the cup. There's no monsters in the Miskatonic University or locations. Downer. Could have done with it being bloody downtown. That'd have got rid of a few, including Mr. Servitor of the Outer Gods. However, that is not the case. Right, so that's the end of the Mythos phase. Not a bad turn. Our 2 Otherworld investigators are coming out next turn to seal gates, hopefully. They're going to be met by a few monsters, but at least the first turn they get to seal the gates with no hassle. Hank and Kate, they're stuck with the Servitor of the Outer Gods in the downtown streets. Kate unfortunately was not able to get to Arkham Asylum due to the sandstorm, but the same sandstorm meant that Hank was able to find an exhibit item, so it wasn't too bad. Right, so that's the end of turn 5. I hope you'll join me all for turn 6 of Arkham Horror, Curse of the Dark Pharaoh. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for all the views and the subscriptions and the comments. I hope to see you soon in turn 6. This is CatWeazle signing off. Toodaloo.